Apparently, Supernatural has been postponed indefinitely. We do not know when the next episodes of the last season are going to come. Apparently, they finished shooting, but their staff that deals with the special effects and the sound, they can't come to work because of the government shutdown. So that's going to take a while until we're going to see the last episodes. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. V, are you part of the LGBT community because you like Supernatural? Like, what is wrong with you? And to answer this, I actually watched it since season 1, back when it was really good at the time. It was so good it actually got an anime. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that there is a Sam and Dean Winchester anime. So I would like to take a little bit and tell you about not only the political activism of some of the actors from Supernatural, but also how I think it went from an amazing show to absolute garbage. And now it's just something that I guess I just want to see how it ends. That's why I'm watching it. The first seasons were absolutely amazing. It was just about two brothers that were supposed to fight monsters. And there was also a big mystery underlying everything. Every episode was about them fighting a brand new monster, something that you really didn't expect. And they wouldn't know how to get rid of it, but they would start reading on some lore and they would figure it out. And they took the time to go through different mythologies and different lores from many cultures in order to create cool monsters like the Wendigo. So back then it was like more of a horror type of show. If you watch season 1, the first episodes is definitely giving up a little bit of horror vibes, especially with that monster that could come through the pipes in some water form. Yeah, those were really cool episodes. And there was like also the grand mystery, because it seemed that a demon was stalking the Winchester family and they had a plan with them, the yellow-eyed demon, and it was really, really good. And then it moved on to the apocalypse setting, and I think that's like the height of Supernatural, where it was really, really great. You didn't know much about the forces of heaven, you didn't know much about the forces of hell either, but they were trying to get Lucifer resurrected, and when finally Lucifer does come and walk through the world, I think it was like season 4 or something, that is where Supernatural was definitely at its best. And from that point forward, it just goes downhill, because I am willing to bet the actors and the writers, they just didn't know what to do with it. They knew it's a popular show, they knew people want to watch it, but you know, you can only have so much creativity, and the more you write about the universe, the more you box yourself in a corner. For example, they really didn't know what villains to pull out. I mean, after you're fighting the devil, who are you going to fight? Who's the next bad guy after the devil? What can be more evil than Satan himself? And that was like why I think the show went downhill. And it turned it into a caricature. I mean, when you first introduced the angels, they were like these mysterious beings that were forced by some rules to abide by, and they look very mystical. And the more lore is explored, and the more the two brothers spend time actually going to heaven and interacting with actual angels, it ruins that mystique. The angels just become the new father monsters. And the demons in the beginning, they were like super powerful. I remember like the first time one was introduced, he just ripped open an airplane door in mid-flight. Like, he had the strength to just break down an entire metal door with his bare hands. And then later on in the episodes, like, Sam and Dean just beat up demons like there's no problem. I remember in the beginning, the only way they could fight against the demon was through exorcism, but it was like really difficult. And later on, they just have like this dagger and they just, you know, go mano a mano with the demons, and it's like really lame and boring. Like, they literally castrated all of their cool monsters and all of their cool villains because they had to. They had to in order to keep going with the show. So I really didn't like that. But the thing that I didn't like the most was the repetition. Like, every single episode follows almost the same formula to a T if it's a filler episode. So what happens is, like, Sam and Dean is going to find out that some people are dying somewhere. And in the beginning of that episode, it's going to show us how that person dies. It's usually like a guy that returns from work, or a guy and the girl sitting in a car, or maybe at a camping home or something like that, and they hear some noise. One of them goes to investigate, and off camera something attacks them and they die, right? That happens like in 2 or 3 seconds. So Sam and Dean goes to investigate. They talk with the locals. At one point, one of them goes researching at the local library and the other one just separates. And what will happen is that the monster is revealed. And in the beginning, it took like 2 or 3 seconds to kill the guy off screen. Well, now it's going to just knock Sam or Dean unconscious. They're going to drag them to the monster hideout. They're going to explain their grand plan and how evil they are. And they're going to try to slowly kill Sam until the other brother comes in. And it's like, my God, like there are so many episodes written by this basic formula that I generally do not understand how the show still has a fan base. Like there are so much more beautiful shows out there that got canceled. Like, for example, The Colony or The Crossing. Or so many shows that are a little bit more cerebral and they require a little bit more thinking, but this garbage of a show that has turned to garbage because there's just nothing new in it, keeps on going and going. And when you look at the villains, right, like they create villains and they hype them up to be like these really, really bad antagonists. Like how are they going to take them down? I remember that chick Eve from The Purgatory. She was like really powerful. And it's like, they killed him off mid-season. And I think they did the same with Michael. And you know, it's like One Punch Man. But like One Punch Man is supposed to be a parody. Like you're creating this massive villain that you're hyping it up for episodes. And they did this like 4 or 5 times with, you know, just saying, okay, this guy is so powerful. Is like the most powerful thing Sam and Dean has ever faced. And then like mid-season, you just killed him off like that, and it's like, it takes all the tension. There's no more satisfaction from, you know, getting invested into the show. But anyway, right, so the actors are also very political. Like Misha Collins, the actor which plays Castiel, apparently tried to get advertisers to pull off from Tucker Carlson. It's just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Tucker Carlson is the most viewed in America, and most viewed show on cable right now. It's ridiculous what you are doing. It's just like, it's so dumb. And you know, like you gotta, it takes you out of it, because now I see Castiel and I think about his political activism. It's like, what on earth? It's because at the end of the day, I generally do not care about his politics, but he is taking something that other people enjoy watching and they're saying like, no. You're not allowed to watch this anymore. I'm protecting you from this bad man. Like, just shut the fuck up and be an actor and dance like a good monkey on the screen, which you're paid to do. Now I can't even watch your dance without thinking it's like, you're the type of asshole that wants to take people's fun away. Like, no one dies because of Tucker Carlson. Stop exaggerating it like that. Stop being like a hysterical woman, Misha Collins. Just chill the fuck out, calm your tits. No one is getting hurt in real life because Tucker Carlson exists. But still, you know, it's really like that that type of people that are now infesting every entertainment. And I don't think it's going to last, by the way. Because when the economic crisis hits, they're not going to be able to not put ads on Tucker Carlson. They're going to be like, okay, Tucker Carlson is the most viewed show in the entire world right now. On the entire cable, not the world. But on cable, yes. Got like big audience. We just can't afford not to put eyeballs on our product. Like if you want to advertise your product and get as many people to know that it exists, that's where you're going to put it. You're going to see that people are going to drop morality really fast during a crisis, during an economic crisis. All they're going to care about is making money. And you're going to see a lot of these actors that talk the big talk, how quickly they're going to bend over in order to do business with the Chinese market and in order to throw all their morality out the window when the shit hits the proverbial fan. But anyway, right, let me know what you think. If you're, God forbid, a Supernatural fan, at least be happy that it's over. You know, it could be worse, I guess. You could be unfortunate enough in order to like Doctor Who, of all things. Oh my God, do you know what they did to Doctor Who? Should I tell you? Like, okay, I'm going to give you like the download really fast, even though the video is not about it. Apparently, the original Doctor was a little girl who got placed on an actual metal desk, and she was killed over and over and over again, constantly reincarnating, until the secret of the reincarnation was taken by the first Time Lord, and then they wiped her memory. So, like, the first Doctor was originally a black woman, and again, she was tortured to death by this white woman, like, constantly killed. Just, like, the most brutal thing you can think about. Until they actually stole the secret of reincarnation from her, and that was, like, the first Time Lord. This just, yeah. At least I'm not a fan of that show. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comments.